I feel very stressed to be back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Athletic Aesthetic. My name is Vinnie. I'm the host of this show. If this is your first time checking us out, thanks for being here. Today is the first episode of our season 3. Just a little backstory on the show. Athletic Aesthetic is something that I launched right here in my basement in 2022. I had no extensive guest list. I had no idea who would be on the show or where this would take me. I just knew that I wanted to start something. I had a camera, an iPad, and my phone. I set up a multi-camera shot. You know, I was a podcast fan, so I would listen to all these things while I was customizing shoes or doing a canvas painting or whatever the commission work that I was doing for my actual business, VC2. That has been such a blessing in itself. I've been able to work with incredible brands, partner up with athletes, which really sparked why I wanted to launch Athletic Aesthetic to begin with, because I started to notice that I was working with people that, as a kid I would have dreamed to work with. This podcast is one of the ways that I've kept alive this dream of being an artist, of being a full-time creative, of being somebody who's an entrepreneur and has really bet on themselves. And, I can say I'm proud of myself for not giving up. I'm proud of myself for going all in on this. Life has been crazy over the last year and a half, 2 years. I think that it genuinely made me into the person that I always wanted to become. So I'm grateful for every lesson, everything that I've been through. And I'm just excited for this next chapter of my life. I'm excited to be VC2. I'm excited to show up as myself, for myself. And the reason I'm excited for that is because I know that it's not for myself. It's for others. It's for my family. It's for everybody who has stuck their hand out along the way and helped me. As I've moved through this as an artist, I've tried to find myself. I've lost myself several times, and that's part of growth, right? That's how you get from one place to the next, is if you can look at yourself. And I can confidently look into this camera right now and say that I have grown over the last year and a half, 2 years of my life. When my dad passed away, as you know, if you've listened to the episodes in the past, part of my story and why I'm so passionate about what I do, I've had to figure out how to heal from that. And the only way that I've figured out how to heal from that is to take accountability, look in the mirror, and try to become the person that I want to become for not just myself, but for my kids, my wife, my mom, and anybody who relies on me. I've felt that calling on my life. I feel the responsibility to step in, and I know that it looks crazy sometimes. I know that what I do doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but every step of the way, God has showed up for me. He's kept me going. He's sustained me. My faith is the reason that I'm sitting in front of this camera talking to you today, continuing this wild dream. So call it crazy or call it what it is. It's a calling. I know that this is the work I'm supposed to be doing. I know that I haven't done everything right. I know that I'm not perfect, and I'm okay with it. That's why I'm so grateful to announce the launch of season 3. Like I said, we have Scoop Smith coming on. He's been on the show twice already. I've been working with Scoop since he was in middle school. And to see that manifest now all the way into Scoop going into his senior season at Woodland Hills, highly sought after athlete. He's got a football camp coming up this weekend. I believe when this drops, actually it'll be, this weekend. So Sunday, July 6th at Woodland Hills at the Wolvarena. He's hosting a youth football camp, and we're throwing it to the field where me and Trey are going to sit down and have an interview with Scoop on this episode. So if you're here for that, stick around. It's coming up, I promise. Just crossing my T's and dotting my I's here on what this new direction of the show looks like. There's a real movement happening here, whether you've been rocking the merch, whether you've actually shown up to Exhibit 1, or you've been in the studio for an episode, or maybe you've just been watching along or following us on Instagram, or maybe this is the first time you're following and watching this video. Just know that I'm just a real person just like you that started something that he probably shouldn't have started, and now I'm so far into this thing that there's no looking back. I'm here, and it's scary, it's turbulent, there's no clear destination, but I'm fully committed that this is what I'm going to do. And if you mess with that, man, like, please reach out to me. This entrepreneur journey is lonely. You feel crazy. You feel alone, and you feel like you're a month away from having everything that you ever asked for in your life, and you're also a month away from starving. And that's something that only true entrepreneurs can understand, and that honestly I've come to understand recently. So I'm grateful for every opportunity that I've had, that people have reached out and wanted to work together and build something together. If we've worked together in the past, I'd love to work together again. You know, I'm more than just custom shoes and canvas paintings. I'm so excited to see where season 3 goes. I have a couple episodes here lined up to start the season off that I think is going to kick it off with a bang. The podcasts are going to look like this. It's going to be me opening up with you, sharing some thoughts, building community around creativity, having those kind of conversations. We're going to bring back the uniform segment like we did with North Allegheny High School. We're going to bring some more uniforms to life this year. So if you're a coach or an athlete and you want to partner and bring a set of football uniforms, basketball, whatever it may be, to life through this show, please reach out. If you want to book me for a painting pop-up, I'll have events coming up here July 11th at Bakery Square in Pittsburgh. Please stop by and say hello to me there. I'll be at Scoops Camp here coming up this July 6th, and also 4th of July, I'll be in Monongahela for their firework festival, which is my hometown. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to be part of the local community as well, not just online. So if you're local, come say what up. I'm excited for season 3. I can't wait to see what God does with all the connections and all the people that he's going to bring our way as we continue to grow this thing. Go grab some merch, link below in the description. Make sure you subscribe. If you're here and you're rocking with this and you mess with this message and this movement, man, appreciate you. Let's keep growing this thing. Without further ado, let's send it to our Scoop Smith interview. Is this the first one? Second one? Okay, so talk about that. Why'd you decide to do it?
So obviously, I always wanted to be different. So I feel like doing a camp in high school was like one of those things that some people do, but not too many people do. Right. So it was one of those things where I was always trying to figure out, like, all right, so when do I want to start this camp? And then it was like, you know, when you're younger, you got so much stuff going on in the summer. It's kind of hard to fit in, you know, planning for stuff like this. So I think it was about like last year. I thought like, all right, I don't want to be like everybody else when I commit. You know, sometimes you just be at home bored, you just think of random stuff. So it was some commitment came into my mind, and I was like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to have a table set up where I pick the hats, or, you know, I don't want to, you know, I wanted to be different. Right. So it was one of those things where I was like, why don't I just like do a youth camp? You know, it brings the community together as one, can get more than just, and then you know, there's gonna be vendors and stuff here. Yeah. So I thought of it as way more than just a camp. Like, obviously the camp is gonna be a big point of the day, but I wanted to be like a big community day. So when I was thinking about it, it was just like one of those things where it was like I could, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, yeah. I could do a lot of things that I wanted to do with one day. I can commit at the youth camp. I can run the youth camp. I can bring all the community together, you know. Yeah. So it was one of those things where I thought about that about like last year, and then getting closer to the date, it was like, all right, we got to make this happen. We got to make this happen, and then finally put it in the works, and we're here now. So
yeah, tell me about the camp. What can people expect?
So we're still figuring out the details of exactly how we're going to run it, but we're going to split into position groups. So there's going to be 3 age groups. So it's 5 to 16. So I think it'll be 5 to 8, 9 to 12, and then 13 to 16. I don't know if we're going to do that as soon as we come or how that's going to work, but we're going to have position groups where everybody learns whatever position they want to play. You go learn the little details and stuff. And then we're also going to do like competition period, you know, running, who's the fastest, one-on-ones with the older guys, you know, stuff like that. Maybe tug of war. So definitely want to, you know, get the competition out. But
so July 6th here, right here?
Yep, right on this field.
At the Wolvarena. Okay, so they get to come out, work out, you know, show out. You know, Scoop's there, so the cameras are going to be there.
There's going to be a lot of cameras there.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a painting. So we've been talking about I've been doing these pop-ups throughout the city.
Right.
Where I just basically roll up, bring a canvas. You know, I'm branding it now. It's going to be called Street Studios.
Okay.
And so, like, my goal is to just throughout the summer be popping up at camps, businesses, events, whatever. And it's been a really cool experience because it's something I've never done, where I'm inviting the community to paint with me.
Right.
And so it totally makes me surrender what the painting is going to end up looking like. So, and for those, if this is the first time listening, our background, football, athletic, aesthetic, I'm the artist. That's why we're talking about this. And I'm going to be painting at Scoop's event. And I want you to come up to the booth. If you're there, add a brush stroke, and we're going to do a reveal on the painting because you have a big announcement coming up. And so let's talk a little bit about that. And that announcement that I'm referring to is where you're going to play college football. You're planning on making that decision at the camp, like you said. So talk about what it's been like to have to make that decision. Have you fully made the decision?
Yeah, I fully made the decision.
So at this moment while we're recording this, I'm not going to make you say it on camera.
But you know.
Yeah, I know where.
But you know where you're going.
Yeah, 100%.
So what went into that decision? Like, what was like, what were some of the things that you were looking for?
Yeah. And
some of the boxes that where you ended up deciding checked?
I feel like my process was different from a lot of people's processes when it comes to college. Being smaller, being good, it checked a lot of boxes on a lot of teams, but that one box that it didn't check, kept a lot of teams away from me. So like it made my process a little bit more weird. Like a lot of colleges, talk to you like they're gonna offer you, talk to you like they're very interested, but they like expect you to like you could control growing kind of. So it was definitely weird getting navigating through the process of like what was real and what wasn't. And then everybody got those couple offers that aren't committable. So you got those type of offers where like you don't know if that school,
Actually, tell me what that means.
So
I went deep
if I'm in college, I can give out a handful amount of offers, but I can offer both of you, and he could be like somebody we really want, and you could be somebody that we're just interested in. Yeah. He could commit to our school, but we could tell you like you can't commit, kind of thing.
Can't commit yet. So essentially, what they do is it's like they basically make you hold on. Yeah. Until either he decides he wants to go to a different school, and if that happens, then I say I want you. You cannot commit.
So if he doesn't come here, it's like all right, I can tell you like all right, now you can commit, kind of thing.
So that's like them saying like, we think you're kind of cute, but like
you're the side piece.
Yeah.
You're the side piece.
And obviously, and a lot of colleges are good at it. Like they make it seem like we really want you, but the whole time we're showing him way more love, and you don't even know that there's an extra level. And like the way it goes now, you're probably getting the love from a different team, so you'll realize like if they're not showing me the amount of love that this team showed me, then they probably don't want me. So it's one of those things where like this process was definitely weird. Like there was colleges showing me like the crazy amount of love that I was getting shown from the school that I committed to. But it was like I can't even come there. So like, why are y'all even wasting my time? Like I don't have an offer, But that process, just navigating through that was definitely tough. But I had to find a school that liked my value. Find a school that was able to play a smaller receiver. Find a school that wasn't scared. Find a school that was able to use me specifically. So I walked into this school day one. And the first thing when I got there, it was film of me and another player on their team. And I promise you, it was plays that were identical. Like I don't know why we had the same plays in the playbook, but it was like plays that were literally identical. And I'm like, oh, like first thing that like got me. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is a place that's a fit. Like this is a great fit. So then dang, I was about to say something.
You're going to blow it. You about to blow cover. You about to blow cover.
We got this, kid. We're not going to leak any information here, okay? We're going to let this man have his moment.
Yeah.
Nah, it was just, a lot that goes into it. They showed a lot of love. It felt like home. It was one of those things where it wasn't a controllable feel like home. I just got there. Everything felt good. I felt right.
Where does this energy come from? Because you enjoy giving back to the community. You love giving back to the community. You've been doing it your whole dang life. Mm-hmm. So how does this happen? Why are you so consistent in doing it? What makes you love it?
I just feel good when I do it. Like, remember, I don't know if I told y'all about the turkey drive. Like, I was more happy blessing the people that were getting the turkey than them receiving the turkey. Right. So it was one of those things where, like, I'm just having a good time. Like, me hosting this day, if everybody comes and I'm just sitting back, like, doing a camp, and I look over and I just see, like, the stands full, or people over there just standing and talking. It's like, oh, like this is something that I created, like, So it's one of those things that brings me joy. Like I'm bringing the community together. I'm making a super fun event, a safe, fun event. So that's how I looked at it. Like things like that make me happy. So like I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, it brings me joy. Like the sport of football, it brings me joy. I keep playing it.
I want to ask you, Vinnie, I know you're in a position right now where you're doing a lot of different pop-ups. You done giving your art to some major people out there in the country. We're not going to name drop anybody, but you've been doing a lot of different things, right? So now there's an opportunity for two amazing people in the city of Pittsburgh to come together. What does it mean for you
A butterfly just landed on your shoe.
That's God talking. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
That's God talking. But I want to know what it means to you to be doing an event with such an amazing person like Scoop. That's going to land on your finger.
If I get it on my finger during the interview, this video is going to go viral. All right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Hold on, you gotta pass it now. You got to tall of it.
Okay, so I need you guys, hold on, I need a moment real quick. So I need you guys to understand that, you know,
He dipped on you.
No, you did.
He's right
no,
here.
he's chilling. Homie's chilling.
He's coming back.
Ah,
See this? Okay.
He loves me for some reason.
All right. That's
definitely Tre.
okay. So they want to know what athletic aesthetic's gonna be.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, it's
Pass
the
him
truth.
butterfly.
Okay, it's the truth. It's unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
It's people trying to help people. It's
Come on.
telling stories.
Come on.
It's looking
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror, being honest.
All right.
It's allowing God to move through you. And it's not about football, it's not about sports, it's not about art, it's not about any of the stuff that brings us together, other than the fact that when we come together, community and connection has the power to pull people out of dark places.
I love that.